Hi, I'm Carl from Apt, and in this video I'll be giving you a closer look at the 2023 Samsung QN900C series 8K Neo QLED. We'll take a look at the specs, features, and picture quality, and I'll talk about why this might be a TV to consider adding to your home theater, so stick around. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of the new products that we cover on our channel throughout the year. The QN900C is Samsung's flagship 8K TV for 2023, and you can tell almost before you even turn it on. It has a perforated metal bezel that wraps around the top and sides, and at the bottom is the same great looking pedestal that you'll find on the S95C series OLED TVs. Also, just like that S95C, it comes with the One Connect box to house all the connections, which allows the monitor to maintain an exceptionally slim profile of just over a ½ inch deep, which looks great if you wind up mounting this one on your wall with a low profile wall mount and using the included 8-foot long One Connect cable to put the One Connect box in a different spot. On the topic of the One Connect box, like I mentioned before, this is where all of your connections are going to be located, except for a single USB-C that's on the back of the TV that can be used for a camera. On the 900C, you get 3 USB Type A's, an optical output, an X-Link connection, Ethernet, an antenna connection with an ATSC 3.0 tuner for over-the-air 4K broadcasts, and 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs that can all handle 8K 60Hz content or 4K at up to 144Hz, along with variable refresh rates for any gamers that might be hooking up a next-gen console or a gaming PC with FreeSync Premium Pro. Number 3 is also where you'll find the enhanced audio return channel. Then for wireless connections, you get Bluetooth 5.2, and with this one you also get Wi-Fi 6E, which lets you take advantage of features like Apple AirPlay 2, Samsung's Bixby or Amazon Alexa for voice controls, or even Google Assistant if you have a separate Google Assistant device. Audio on the QN900C is provided by a Dolby Atmos compatible 6.2.4 channel system powered by 90 watts of amplification, and just like with the other Samsung TVs we've looked at this year, it's good, but it just doesn't quite match up with the picture quality. It does have a feature called Object Tracking Sound Pro that does a nice job of giving you a sense of space within the audio, but to really get the most out of this TV, you'll probably want to consider adding a Samsung soundbar with the Q Symphony feature. That will allow the TV speakers to focus more on the surround effects and let the soundbar handle the dialogue, which is going to give your audio a lot more depth. If you already have a surround system at home, you can obviously use that too, but if you don't have a system already, you really should consider adding one of those soundbars. Plus, they're simple to install. Now, if you've watched our other videos on the 2023 Samsung TVs, you can probably skip this next part, but if you haven't, we are going to take a look at the operating system. Samsung uses Tizen, and it's largely unchanged from last year's models. Pressing the home button on the slightly redesigned remote is going to bring up the home page. Looking at the left-hand side of the screen, up at the top, you're going to see a search option that lets you search for content really across multiple platforms. Under that, you've got your ambient mode, which is going to let you display different types of wallpapers on the screen that'll show different types of information or just a regular picture when you're not watching a show. Then you've got Samsung's Game Hub, where you can play games right off of the TV. Nothing else required except a controller, which is not included in the box. It features services from Xbox, Luna, Nvidia, and Utomic. And there are some fees associated with these services, but there are also some games you can play for free. Under the Game Hub is Media, which is where you'll see a list of your apps, and then there's a small window that shows you your recently viewed content. You can also see what's on now, and then scrolling down, you'll see a variety of other content divided kind of into themes. Now, just like the Gaming Hub, you'll find some free content here too, but there's also some that's going to require payment. Now, let's go back to that redesigned remote for a moment so you can see what the refresh looks like. This new one is a bit smaller. It still has the solar charging panel on the back and a USB-C charging port on the bottom, but it no longer has a dedicated multi-view button. That's really the only thing that's missing. The TV still has multi-view that lets you display up to 4 screens at once, but the only way to get to it now is through the TV's menu. Moving on, let's take a closer look at the picture. And I mean closer. It's an 8K TV, so you can get right up next to the screen, and because those pixels are so small, you can barely see them. It makes everything just look sharper, and it's especially noticeable at closer distances. This picture is bright too. We don't have the scientific tools here to make exact measurements, but you won't have any trouble in rooms that get a lot of natural light. Even with our big studio lights shining in here, the QN900C has no issues at all getting bright enough to let us see everything without any trouble. The color quality is extremely pleasing too. Skin tones look natural, nature scenes pop with greens and reds and blues, and you get lots of detail in the highlights and shadows. Blacks are deep and rich too. Plus, HDR content looks incredible, and if you turn on the intelligent mode, it activates a feature called Auto HDR Remastering, which actually makes SDR content look even better too. And there isn't a lot of light blooming either, at least when you're sitting directly in front of the TV. You will notice some as you move off to the sides. These 2023 Samsung TVs seem to be doing an even better job than last year's models. And Samsung doesn't list it in their specs, but we calculated 1,344 dimming zones on this one, which is likely why we're seeing the improvement in light bloom control over last year's QN900B. The motion handling is great for watching sports or gaming, and just like with the other Samsung TVs, it can be adjusted manually, turned off, or set to auto. We feel like most viewers are going to be happy with the auto mode, but if you really want to spend the time dialing it in, you still have the ability to do that too with the customized mode. Another feature that we think you should absolutely take advantage of on this TV is smart calibration, which is done with a compatible smartphone and the Samsung SmartThings app. On this one, you get two options to choose from. There's basic or professional. The basic calibration is simple and takes about a minute to perform. The professional calibration is a bit more involved than a novice might feel comfortable with, but if you know what you're doing, you can really fine-tune the picture to however you want. However, having used both, we found that the basic calibration is likely all you'll need to do. And don't worry, these changes are not permanent, so if you want to mess around with either mode, you do always have the option to kind of set it back to the factory picture settings and start over and try again. The QN900C is a fantastic TV, but it's not without its flaws. The first is probably the cost. It's definitely on the expensive side, but that's mostly because you're getting all of Samsung's best TV tech built in. The second, it's 8K. Do you need 8K if you're sitting more than 8 feet away from the TV? No, it's unlikely you'll be able to tell the difference really between this and a 4K model. So why would you add this one to your home theater? Well, if you like the One Connect box and you don't want an OLED TV, this is one of your only options. If you like the idea that 4-screen multi-view, this is also one of your only options. And if you plan on using this as a computer monitor as well as a TV, this one does a fantastic job with that too. Finally, if you're not someone who buys a new TV every couple of years, this is a great way to future-proof yourself. Plus, did I mention it has an amazing picture? If you are looking to add one of these to your home theater, or you have any questions that we didn't answer in this video, be sure to contact our TV experts here at Apt. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.